Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing a very special design time. We are going to be doing nail trends that I hate part 2. So if you're new here, you may know that there are nail trends kind of floating around pretty much all the time, and sometimes I just don't like them. So I basically force myself to try them so that I never have to do it ever again. And with that, I'm super excited. Am I excited? But let's get into it. All right, before we get started, I just kind of wanted to give a little disclaimer. These videos are not meant to be hateful or mean in any sort of way. It's just my personal opinion. And if you like the designs shown, then by all means, keep doing them and have fun with them, because that's literally the whole point of nails. So with that, let's get into it. All right, so you may have noticed that I'm wearing gloves. I was at the gym and I ended up getting a really bad blister on my hand, and I just didn't want you to have to look at that for the next half an hour. Also, I feel like I should be doing this just because I need to be better about not getting gel on my skin. I'm not worried about the lamps. It's pretty scientifically proven that lamps are pretty safe. It's really just getting the gel and acrylic or monomer on my hands. So yeah, I just want to be better about that, so you might see these more often. Okay, so the first design we have is mermaid nails. I hate these. It's mainly the color palette and specifically those seashell nails. I'll throw up a photo. I'll throw up a photo through each one of these, so don't worry. But not into it. I think it's just maybe a texture thing. I am a texture kind of person. I don't like bumps on my nails. I don't like to feel if there's glitter or something in my nails. I hate it. So I am gonna first use this square tip. This is the Unigella tip. I like it because it's flat. And I'm gonna use the rhinestone glue. Actually, let me just, start. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is I kind of got some mermaid-esque colors, and I think I'm gonna ombre them. I am not good at ombres, so I think I'm gonna use some blooming gel to help me. So let's see. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna go ahead and do is just kind of take this blue and bring it maybe a third of the way down. Okay, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a little bit of blooming gel on my brush and then just use that to feather out the blue. And then hopefully it should spread around and just make a really nice ombre. Because I'm bad at ombres, it's why I don't do them. Okay, and while that is kind of spreading out, that's actually not bad. I am gonna take a little bit of this almost corally pink. Okay, it's not the best ombre, but it's also not the worst. So, I do want to put a little bit of this sparkly gel polish. This is called Twinkle. Let's see, that way I think the glitter will kind of smooth out the ombre. I can't believe I forgot that word. That's hilarious. And I don't want to do too much because there's a slight tint to it. So I kind of just want a really thin layer. Okay, I totally forgot to film putting a matte top coat on there, but I did that so that when we do this seashell effect, it'll just add a lot more contrast. So the way I've seen people do it is taking rhinestone glue or builder gel and that's how they kind of make that effect. But we're gonna use rhinestone glue just because it's super thick. I honestly think it is just builder gel, but you know, what do I know? And so we kind of go like that, and then the end, have like a dot at the end, so. It's getting like so thick on my brush, it's hard to do it. Okay, I think we're getting there. I think we're doing all right. Okay, I ended up hating how that looked, so you might see some dust. I filed off that original one I did, and I'm gonna be using a way thinner brush, Skinny Queen, and we're gonna try this again. I feel like it's too skinny now. What I'm gonna do is try to paint on some like holographic top coat. I think that'll help, and I'll cure it after, just in case it doesn't look good, and then I can just wipe it right off. Actually, I think that's gonna look good. Okay, it's not the worst, but it's certainly not the best. I will say that's challenging, just like with the lines and the gel, but I think the general idea is kind of there. I just don't plan on ever doing this again. All right, so the next thing we have is beaded shapes. I hate these and I'm never gonna use them. The reason I hate them is, again, it kind of goes back to like texture, and then because of, I think, how they're made, you can't have small ones. It's just like the shape will disappear, and they're also always like straight. At least I've always seen ones that are straight, so they always like stick out of the nail. So there's a couple things going on with them. Everything is sticking to me. Let's first make our nail that we're gonna put these on. Zoom you out, and I picked out a longer nail so that I can use more of them, so that I can get rid of them and make room in my jars for other nail materials. Alright, because I want this design to be like somewhat interesting, I think I'm gonna put some chrome powder on there. But I'm gonna do like just a little bit of like the purple, and I'm gonna like spread it out a lot. Because I know this purple can kind of overtake colors. Okay, I've been really into doing like this weird like splotchy type stuff. I think originally I had like a black and purple set when I first kind of like did that, and I think if you don't put a base coat on and you put it like directly on the gel polish, it just like turns into that, which I think is just kind of cool. And I feel like if I can make the design less boring, I will. Okay, so now I'll pull out these shapes that I want. I think the best way to do this would just be to put like some top coat on there and stick them in. So I'll use some regular Macart top coat. All right, here is our beaded shape nail, and honestly, the nail under it, I love. It's just these shapes and how like, it's easier if I show you kind of like this. They just like what the heck? I don't know. I feel like it would get caught on things, and I'm really just not into it. Okay, so that one was a little simpler. We're gonna get a little more complex. And the third thing that I dislike, and I feel like people are gonna come at me for this one, but I don't like wings on nails. I know this has been a recent trend, and personally, I think it's super creative. Like, people coming up with stuff like that and doing the different kinds, but it's not functional. And like, granted, I know it's art, but I don't know, man. I just feel like functionality is an issue, and then it's just so, it just looks so heavy. It looks insanely heavy. But because I'm not doing a full like 5 set with the wings on either side, I'm gonna do one nail that has wings on it. If you follow me on like TikTok and Instagram, I have done this before. However, the nail that I'm gonna do is actually inspired by lapis lazuli from Steven Universe. That idea just like popped into my brain just because I was thinking about wings. So what I'm gonna use is these molds. I got this from Michaels, and I think it was in their like resin set or resin section. And let's do some blue. And I will say, if you are interested in doing wings, these are actually like really great and kind of the perfect size. So I used to watch Steven Universe. That was such a good show. And then I recently watched, like, they had that movie, and there was like another spin-off series. Those are really good too. But I think, I don't know, I love cartoons. Like, my favorite thing ever is Adventure Time. For those who know me, I have a BMO tattoo. But yeah, I've always just been like a cartoon person. And the one thing I think that's challenging with using molds like this is bubbles. That can sometimes pose a problem. So you really gotta like make sure it's smoothed down. Let me wipe off the back side. And this is always the most satisfying part, if my camera will focus. Oh, look at that. Looks like there were little bubbles in there, but it's not bad. And then I am just going to file off the excess. And I'm gonna I usually use like this bit. It's super tiny. It's meant for cuticles, but it works great for this. All right. And I find that the best way, or I would say the easiest way of getting these on the nail is to put them on like their own stand, and then you can kind of line up the nail. Yeah, something like that. Let's get this first one on, and then I need my little mini lamp to flash cure it. So I'm gonna stick this on there. And kind of just push this into it. Glide it down. Let me use this. This will be a little better. Perfect. And I'll flash cure it. And I will just do the same on the other side. All right, while that is in the lamp, I kind of just want to bring up some honorable mentions. And I have a little list here. So I have been seeing recently, like, when people file like coffin or square nails, they'll like file it at an angle like that. If I find a photo or video, I will straight up post it. But like, that is the strangest thing to me. Like, you're gonna have 2 like points on your nail, and I feel like if I had that, I would just be stabbing myself all over. That's weird. I don't see myself ever doing that. But, you know, if that's what you're into, cool. I think I talked about this last time. I just want to bring it up again. Almond. Even worse, long almond. Even worse, oval. I'm sorry. No. I think those are like a crime against fingers. I'm kidding. I I just don't like how the shape makes fingers look. I think like long oval is just weird. Like I don't get that at all. But yeah, not into making nails out of non-nail items. This has recently become a trend, which personally I respect because I have seen some really creative stuff. I don't know, I don't want random things in my nails. I saw someone do it out of like pipe cleaners. I don't want pipe cleaner nails. If you want pipe cleaner nails, that's fine. Go ahead. I don't want that. Then, this isn't really a trend for nails, but more of like a trend for people who do nails. And I feel like people are gonna come at me for this one. So like blank on Instagram, I see a lot of like nailed by blank or blank nailed it. I don't know. I just feel like I see so many of those. If you have a business, like how are you gonna distinguish yourself from other people? Not saying that you can't be successful with a username like that. Like look at Nails by Dev and Ella Nailed It. Like they are super successful and I love them. But if you're like, I don't know, Nailed by Jennifer and you search that, there's gonna be like 7 other Nailed by Jennifers. And how do you like, if you're a business, how do you like distinguish yourself from that? So I see that a lot. I feel like, I don't know, I want y'all to be a little more creative. I don't know, maybe that's problematic. But I want to see, mainly like I want to see other nail artists and nail techs be successful, and you know, branding yourself is part of that. So I don't know, that's just one thing I noticed, and it's kind of one thing, and it's just something I don't like. But let's get back to our winged nail. I'm gonna have to like hold her because she does not want to stand up. I think I'm gonna do this kind of blue gel polish. I will say, very pretty color for the wings. I'm very happy with that. Because we're going with a blue theme. Alright, so I have some blue crystals and I have some actual lapis that I want to put on there. So let's get some rhinestone glue out. And first, I kind of want to cover the barrier of like where the wings are.
Let's first do this and this. I'll kind of smooth out that transition.
Okay, so I got those on, and then I want to put these, I have like these actual little stones that a very dear friend of mine gave me. Let's see, and I think we'll just put those right in the middle. I worry that it's getting too thick, which, you know what, whatever. All right, so I got all kind of the gems and rocks on there, kind of in a way that I like. I really just like to cover up the transition between the wings and the nail. Now I'm just gonna really top coat everything, and I'm gonna do a glossy top coat just because I feel like that looks really good on the wings. So we'll do this. All right, so here is that one. Personally, like I love how this looks. I just don't think it's functional. And yeah, I don't know what else to say about that. Okay, so for our fourth nail, we're gonna kind of make it a little bit simpler again. I hate reverse French tips. I think they're gross. I feel like they just kind of accentuate your cuticle, and then of course if your cuticle is like messed up, it just looks worse. So yeah, I'm probably never gonna do one, so I'm gonna get this out of the way. And I also haven't done like a purple nail in a long time, so we are gonna be using these, and I think it'll look somewhat cute. And I'm trying to figure out the best way to do this, because I will say like regular French tips are easy, but which some people might disagree, but this, I don't even know the best way to like do it. Oh, that actually wasn't that hard. I just need to even it out. Like, if you're gonna put something by your cuticles, like, make it like gems. Make it something pretty, not like a weird blob of gel polish. Okay, so I got that kind of like mini, I honestly wouldn't call it like a reverse French tip. It's almost just like a really, really high one. But I don't know. I've never been into it, but I will say I am into this purple. All right, just because the dark purple was a little bit clearer and I didn't realize that it wasn't like opaque, I ended up outlining the entire nail, and it honestly is kind of a cool design. I think it's a little more pleasant to look at, but I do need to top coat it, and because we do have glitter, I'm gonna again do a glossy top coat. We haven't done any matte nails. Well, the first one did have some matte top coat on there, but for the most part, everything's been pretty shiny today. Okay, and here is this one, and honestly, I'm not mad at it. I kind of like it. I think maybe because it's similar to what I'm wearing right now, and just kind of like the clear. I've been really into clear nails lately. So, I mean, I don't know about this whole part, but I do really like the outline of it. So, for the last nail, we are gonna be doing that kind of layered flower design that's been floating around. I hate it. It's supposed to look like a flower, but it doesn't. It just looks like a bunch of, to me, it looks like a bunch of squiggles. Normally I've seen it done with acrylic, but I honestly just ran out of clear acrylic. So we are gonna use polygel, which means we'll have to cure it each time I put on a color, which is gonna be horrible. So, let's get started. Oh, before I get started, that's another reason why I hate it, because of you're doing like 50 billion layers, and it's a design that's gonna take 3 years to do. So now let's get into it. Because we're doing like technically a flower, I'm gonna do like flower colors. So I kind of have some like yellows and tans. First, we just kind of do a blob and make it into a circle.
Okay.
I'm wondering if I should do it randomly, or you know what? I'm gonna do it like this. See if I can gradient it. That's a hard sentence to say. See if I can make it like a gradient as it goes out. Okay, I hate that. That looks gross. But we do kind of have to file away all the excess, and then hopefully it'll actually look good underneath all that. So let's start doing that. Okay, I need to like not wear black when I do nails because, oh my god, the dust is all over me. This looks interesting so far. I do need to actually top coat it, and I think I'll do a shiny one. Why not? I literally use so much product with this, so I honestly don't think like this design is worth it. All right, and here is the final one. I don't think that looks like a flower. It kind of looks like a booty hole. I will say, like, design-wise, I think it's cool, like, if you did, like, different combinations of colors, but again, I used so much polygel, and, like, the amount of dust it created I don't think it was worth it. All right, and here are all of the nails that we did today. We have our mermaid nail, the beaded shapes nail, our winged nail, the reverse French tip nail, and then the flower nail. I don't think I really need to do these ever again, but I am happy with how they turned out. I think my favorite, honestly, might be this one. Again, while it doesn't look like a flower, I think it just turned out really good. All right, and with that, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I did enjoy doing these nails, and if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.